Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makal, Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well. Shalom to the Akiam, Akwathiam, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. I wanted to make it's not really technically a correction. I have made some statements concerning the Roman Empire, the two legs of the Roman Empire, the dream that Daniel had, um, and how the first leg of the Roman Empire, started basically the Macedonians, Philip the Macedonian, which was the father of Alexander the Great. Okay, the Macedonians took down different nations, one being the Greeks. Okay, and you would look at those people today, you would know that they are like, let's say, Samoans. Okay, and Polynesian Islanders. All right, those are Japhetic people, Japhet. Okay, those were the Greeks before the Macedonians took them down and started calling them names by the Greeks. And then the Greeks became the Romans. Okay, and that first leg of the Roman Empire, okay, actually fell. Okay, due to the spreading out of their military and their currency. So I made some statements concerning that. And I talked about the Greeks and Alexander the Great, and after his death, the four winds. I did a little, I wanted to get a couple scriptures to go into that a little bit, just a tad bit. This is not a long video. It's not going to be super duper laid out for you, but it's just to give you an idea about what I was talking about. So I'll start reading in Daniel, the 11th chapter, Daniel 11:3. And a mighty king shall stand up. That's out talking about Alexander the Great. That shall rule with great dominion and according to Slovakia. That shall rule with great dominion and do according to his will. Okay. Daniel 11:4. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken. Okay. His kingdom was broken into what? Four parts. It shall be divided toward the four winds. And those four winds are Ptolemy, okay, Antiochus, Seleucus, and Cassandra. Okay, we know Ptolemy ruled in Egypt. I wasn't sure about the Antiochus, Antigonus, Seleucus in the east, and Cassandra. Okay, I think in Persia. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. And Salakia. All right, so his kingdom shall be divided toward the four winds, and the four winds are those four men: Ptolemy, Antigonus, Seleucus, and Cassandra. All right, and not to his posterity, nor according to his dominion which he ruled, for his kingdom shall be plucked up even for others beside those. So let me grab Daniel 8:8. It'll get a little bit, I'll start at 8:1. Daniel 8:1. Right, Daniel's 8:1. Okay. So Daniel's 8:1. We'll start there. In the third year of the reign of Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in the vision, and it came to pass, when I saw that, I was a Shushan in the palace, which is the province of Elam. Am I in 8? Yes, I am. Salakia, y'all. Now I got these things popping up here. Which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Alai. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had two horns. You're talking about the Medo-Persian Empire, okay? This is talking about the Persians and the Medes. This is a dream that one of the kings had, all right? And there were two horns, which horns represents power, the Persians and the Medes. Okay, and we know if you've seen that movie, The 300, okay, and then the second part, you know that the Persians and the Medes started fighting with the Greeks. Okay, and it talks about how King Darius was the he was a Mede. Okay, all right, he was a Mede, he was part of the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, and and Darius is actually in the scriptures. I'm going to show you that in a second. And the two horns, the horns represents power, were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward, okay, the Persians and the Medes pushing westward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him. It was a mighty army, okay, the Persians and the Medes. All right. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great. And as I was considering, behold, and he goat, that he goat is talking about Alexander the Great, okay? All right, Alexander the Great. The Greeks were fighting against the Persians and the Medes. We're going to be fighting. And from the west, on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, and the goat had a notable horn. Okay, so it's talking about his military, the Greek military, man. They had a powerful military. Okay, they were skillful in warfare at the time. That's where the Greeks and the Romans, they got their skill in warfare. Okay, so actually Philip the Macedonian, he learned warfare from the Greeks, man. Okay, which were the Japhetic people, like I said, the Samoans and those people over in the islands, for the majority of the Japhetic people. All right, so to Philip the Macedonian learned warfare from the Greeks when he was in captivity, and when he escaped, he took it to his people, the Macedonians, and then they took down the Greeks, okay, and started calling themselves by that name. All right, and the goat had a notable horn, which that, like I said, was his military between his eyes, and he came to the ram that had two horns. So you're talking about that goat, the rough goat, which is Alexander the Great, that came to the ram, which is the Persians and the Mede, which had the two horns. They're powerful military, okay, which I had seen standing before the river and ran unto him in the fury of his power. So he went and he was putting it on the Persians and the Medes, right? And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram and break his two horns. So he pretty much destroyed his military. Okay, the Greeks destroyed the Persians and the Medes military. Salakia. And there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. So they went into basically, they got destroyed, and they went into captivity under the Greeks, man. Okay. Daniel 8:8. Therefore, the he goat waxed very great. That means that's why they call him Alexander the Great. Okay. When he was strong, the great horn, that power, the military, was broken, and because they started they started spreading out their military like the America's doing right now. Okay, because this is the newly revived Roman Empire. This is the second leg of the Roman Empire. Okay, and for it came up four notable ones. The four notable ones, I said, Ptolemy, Antigonus, Seleucus, and Cassandra. Okay, and we know Ptolemy ruled. He was an emperor in Egypt, man. Okay, you had the north, south, east, and west rulers. Okay, those four notable ones toward the four winds of heaven, which I said, the Egypt, Asia Minor, Macedon, and Persia. Okay, that's where these men ruled at. Okay, so let me grab. I'm gonna jump down to 20 and read to 25. Salakia. And the ram which thou sawest having two horns, okay, the Persians, here it is right here. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of the Media and Persia. empires. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia, okay, which is Alexander the Great. I'm going to grab that in the Apocrypha, and a lot of people say that the Apocrypha isn't part of the Bible, but I'm going to prove them extremely wrong today, okay? All right, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that milked that power that he had, that is between his eyes, is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, the Ptolemy, Antigonus, Seleucus, and Cassandra. Okay, the four that stood up, the four winds. Okay, the four that stood up for it, four kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power, not in the power of Alexander the Great. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. He shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. That's talking about these people that are destroying us right now, man. Okay? You're talking about the Romans. Okay? You're talking about the Roman Empire destroying the holy people. Okay? The first leg of the Roman Empire, they destroyed the children of Israel. They during the time of 70 AD. Okay, so now we're in the second leg, and that 70 AD scene is going to take place again, but it's going to be way worse than 70 AD. Okay, all right. So the second leg of the Roman Empire is getting ready to do the same thing that they did to us back in 70 AD. All right. He's going to destroy wonderfully, and he did that during the time of 70 AD when we were at war with them. There were campaigns uh, 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 a war between the Romans and the Israelites. All right. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper. He did that then during the time of the Greeks. I'm going to get some scriptures pertaining to that, where it was Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay. Antiochus. I'm going to read some of that in a second. Let me get this done. And through his policies also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And that's what he did. He spoke peaceable words during the time the Greek Empire and to the Roman Empire. They always spoke peaceable words to the Israelites, but at the end of the day, they always tried to persecute us and shit. Okay. All right, they seen that we were doing well and we were growing in numbers, so they always had to take us back down to it. They had to take us down a notch because we were getting too powerful. All right, and that goes into Psalms the 83rd chapter. Man, they were like, yo, we just got to get rid of these goddamn people, man. They ain't gonna go away. You know, there's nothing we can do with them. Okay, so it said, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And who is the prince of princes? Yahweh Shai. Okay, so Esau knew back then that he needed to get rid of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and he knows that if he doesn't get rid of the elect on this side at this point in time, man, his kingdom was going to go down. That's why they have to perform 70 AD all over again. Okay, so he's going to go up against the Prince of Princes, which is Yahweh Shai. He's going to be broken without hand. He's being broken without hand right now. All he's being broken with is these scriptures. Okay, that's what he's being broken with. All right, so I'm going to get this. Let me get this first. First Maccabees. I'm gonna grab this First Maccabees real quick, and then I'm going to show you I'm going to show you that the Apocrypha is a true book. Belongs where it is in the Holy Scriptures. Okay, but let me grab this because I use my phone. First Maccabees. First Maccabees. That will be 1 and 10. And yep, let me grab this though first. See, this is my Bible right here. Okay, and I have the what we call or what they call the Apocrypha, which means the hidden books. Apocryphy, hidden books. Okay, this is the time between the Old Testament and the New Testament. This is the Greek captivity that we were in. All right. People say, "Oh, you guys has got them extra books and adding stuff," but I'm going to prove to you that this book belongs here. This is a 1611. You see it? A 1611 King James Bible. And in the 1611 King James Bible, and I have my translations here for the Holy Language. All right. So if you go to, I'm going to go to this page and I'm going to show you that they have the name of the Most High in there in Assyrian Hebrew, which that is Yahweh. That says Yahweh. Okay. All right. So the name of the Most High is in the 1611 King James Bible, depending on which one you get. And I'm going to go here to the front. And I'm going to show you the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Apocrypha are in this book. Okay? The Old Testament, the New Testament, okay, and the Apocrypha are in the 1611 King James Bible, along with what I said, the Assyrian, uh, the Assyrian writings, and that will be the name of the Most High, Yahweh, Yah. Those characters, Yah, Ha, Wah, Ha, but you would have a silent at the end, which makes it Yahweh. Okay, he who is or he exists. All right. So you people that are screwing around thinking that this is a joke. So I proved to you that the Apocrypha is in there. I'm going to read from the Apocrypha. The first Maccabees 1 and 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus. Okay, this is Antiochus Epiphanes. When I said that he was going to, the scripture I just read, Daniel's 8 and 8, okay, it talks about his policies. He's going to destroy many through his policies. It said through his policies he shall destroy many. Okay, and through peace, he was going to do the same. All right. So Antiochus Epiphanes, the son of Antiochus, the king who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Okay. And those days went there out of Israel. Did I want to read that? Yeah, I'm going to read that too. And those days went there out of Israel wicked men, because to this day we have the same Negroes that are getting 501c3s, okay? And they won't teach the Apocrypha. They won't teach any of the Hebrew. They won't teach the names of the Most High, Yahweh and Yahushua, okay? They took a bag, man. They're Judas purses, all right? Saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. And we're okay with that. We're going to walk the walk that Moses did, man. He left the riches of Egypt to suffer with his people, okay? And let me go down here. I'm going to go to 30. I'm going to read 30 to 48. Okay. All right, this is Antiochus Epiphanes, and spoke peaceable words. What did I just read in Daniel's 8 and 8? Through his policies, okay? And by peace, he was going to destroy a lot of people, man. But all was deceit. He spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. 70 AD starting to come around, okay? This is during the time of the Greeks. He was killing. He was putting Israelites to death, man. And he made laws and different policies that told people that they couldn't follow their own religions. They couldn't follow their own customs. They had to follow the customs of the Greeks. Okay. And when they didn't, he would go in and kill them. He would put them to death. And when he had taken the spoil of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and forfeited themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. Okay? And I was supposed to stop at 30. It started getting good. Salakia. I'm stopping at 48, Salakia. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary and an evil adversary to Israel. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them. Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Her sanctuary was laid to waste like a wilderness. Talking about Jerusalem, man. These Edomites went in there and destroyed it. Okay. All right. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. Okay. And this is what the nation of Edom is continuing to do the same thing, man. They took us into slavery on slave ships, brought us over here, beat our language out of us, beat our traditions. Okay. They beat everything out of us to the point where right now our people don't even believe that they're the Israelites when they're being told. Okay. They don't believe that they have a power that's going to destroy these people for what they've done. They don't believe that. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Whereover King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Get rid of all your laws, all your statutes, commandments. Come and do as we do. Okay. We don't want you doing what you want to do. Okay. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. All right. So that's what he did. And to this day, the Edomites are still doing it. They're actually really getting ready to try to get rid of the Bible. They're going to try to get brothers like myself off the street and off the internet from teaching these things, because they're being exposed for being the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. The devil, Diablos, which means deceiver, because he is the deceiver. He has deceived people, man. After that 1,000 years of being in a pit, which means confused state, up in the mountains, the Caucasus Mountains. He was supposed to be released for a short period of time to do what? Deceive the nations, man, and that's what he's done. Okay, for the king had sent letters by messenger into Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws and the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days and pollute the sanctuary and the holy people. Okay. Now I can't remember the scripture offhand, but it talks about the nation saying, if we can get these people to turn away from their God, then we can take them down. And that's what they've done. Okay, but now you have the elect returning and calling on the true names of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and coming back to the understanding of who they are. And these people can't take it. Okay, that's why it says he will be destroyed without hand, because right now he's really being destroyed without hand through the Holy Scriptures, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, and he polluted the sanctuary and the holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrificed swine's flesh, okay, and unclean beast, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanity. I'm going to grab Ephesians 2. Ephesians 2 and 11. Ephesians 2 and 11. Yep. Let me start here. Wherefore remember that ye, being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time you were without Hamashiach Yahushua, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. Those people that went into all of those ideologies of the Greeks, of the Romans, okay, of the Babylonians, of the Egyptians, all those people that wanted to continue to do those things, man. Okay, you were of the circumcision, man, or the uncircumcision. All right, you fell away from who you really were. Okay, and that's why when Paul and Peter and Matthew and John and Luke, all the apostles came around, they had to go out to all of these places. Okay, that's why they have the Gospels. You know, when you go to like I said, Ephesians, Corinth, all of these places, were places where Israelites dwelled and were living like the other nations. Okay, when you go into the word heathen, when you go into the word Gentile, if you go, I have a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. When you go into the word Helen or Hellenist, it talks about an Israelite that went into the way of living of the other nations, man. Okay, so that's why we fell away, man. But now we're coming back to that understanding. That's why things are taking place on the earth the way that they are. Verse 12. That at that time you were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world. That's why Yahweh Shai had to come and shed his blood, man. Okay, that's why the new covenant is very important for people to start to understand. Okay, because that's the only way. You're not justified by the law. You're gonna have to show that you have faith in Yahweh Shai, man, that he died for you. Okay, because if you don't, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it just be and believing that you're still in the first covenant, man. It's just not gonna happen. For he is our peace, who hath made both one and hath broken down the middle wall of partition. There it is, right there. For he is our peace. Yahweh Shai is our peace, who hath made both one and hath broken down the middle wall of partition. Through what? Through his being slew and hung on a tree, man. Through the shedding of his blood, man. Okay, you see, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, okay, the hatred that the Most High had for the children of Israel. He abolished that. He got rid of that. Okay. So we can actually speak through Yahweh Shai to the Most High, man, and our prayers are heard through Yahweh Shai, his blood, man. Those that believe on him, okay. All right. Even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace, and that he might reconcile both unto God in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace, and to which were afar off, and to them that were nigh. Okay? That's how we had to come back through Yahweh Shah. All right? We had to come back to the understanding of the Holy Scriptures through what? Yahweh Shah. Okay? The spirit of prophecy is about Yahweh Shah, man. Okay? The only way that you can prophesy, the only way that you can bring this truth out, okay, with perfect understanding is through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay? And you can't do that unless you believe that he died on that cross for you. Because if you don't, you just don't, you're not going to get it, man. All right? I'm going to get this last two scriptures. First Maccabees 60. It's 1. So I get 1 and 60. righty. So First Maccabees 1:60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that caused their children to be circumcised. Okay, this is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes. All right. And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. And there were other accounts of during the time of the Greeks, during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, during that time, if they found Israelites, there's accounts. I can't remember the God. I can't remember the book, but there's accounts that they found women with children circumcised, like it said, that they hang the babies. Okay, strung our little Israelite babies up, man, because they were circumcised, and it went against the laws of Antiochus. Okay, they threw people off of walls. I heard they bound and tied an entire group of people up, dozens of people. They tied them all together, man, and they burned them up. Okay. And when the time of the Maccabees, when you talk about the Maccabees brothers, that's a whole nother video. When you talk about the punishments, when the brothers refused to eat swine's flesh, man, during the time of the Greeks, they refused to eat swine flesh. King was like, "Yo, just just eat it," you know. And they said, "Listen, we'll put some goat meat on there on a plate. Just eat it and act like you're eating swine's flesh, so the other people can eat it." The Maccabees brothers, it was like 6 of them and their mother were all put to death because they told the king to go fuck himself. Okay? Horrible deaths, man. Dismembered. The one brother was put in a frying pan. Okay? This is the man. This is the man that you're getting ready to see expose himself for who he really is, man. Okay? And if you're not covered under that blood, man, of the Hamashiach Yahushua, you're gonna have a real bad time when this economy collapses and all hell starts breaking loose. All right, I didn't want to make this too long. I apologize, but I guess it had to be done. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kagadash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel. Ruel, Shalom, to the Yakim, Akwathim, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom.